Hi, I'm Alice with a fulfilled life. I help women max out their potential. Let's talk about your next chapter in life. I talked about identifying what season you're currently in a previous video. I think that's really important to help you determine where are you going from where you are. How are you to move forward? What's the next step based on where you currently are in your life? And when we talk about writing your next chapter, that suggests that you are currently in transition. Maybe there has been a big change or a big shift in your life that has you in a position where you have to create a new normal, which is pretty hard to do. Some examples could be you have you were divorced recently, and maybe you've gone through your period of healing, or maybe you're currently in a place where you're still recovering from your divorce. That is a huge change. um, Maybe your children recently left the home so they can begin creating a life for themselves. And so that leaves you at home. And really, as hard as it is for your kids to leave home, it at the same time creates a beautiful opportunity for you to create a brand new life for yourself. However, that's a big transition. Another big change is hitting a milestone age. Now, only you can determine what a milestone age is for you, but common milestone ages oftentimes is age 50, age 40, age 45, age 55, age 60. You decide what that milestone is. But as you get older, I think the milestones tend to hit harder. It could hit harder in a very good way, in a healthy way. I think that's the goal, to grow old. And seeing what life has to offer and the opportunities that you can create for yourself. I often say that um, life is based on your perspective, right? How do you perceive your reality? And you can either see it in a positive way or in a negative light. It's up to you. So that's a big transition, hitting a particular milestone age, because it creates a whole new way of looking at life. It can create a whole new set of opportunities depending on how you view it. Another big life transition can be change of careers. Maybe you were fired, maybe you were laid off, or maybe you intentionally chose to leave your job because perhaps it was highly stressful. Maybe it had a negative impact on you and your family. I mean, whatever the case is, you decided to make a career change, and that can leave someone in a position of not knowing what in the world is next. And so, as we talk about these different midlife transitions, and even if it's not necessarily midlife for you, it's still a big transition. Identify again, where are you currently in your life? What season are you in? Are you in a season of transition, a season of change where you're shifting from one way of living to a very different way of living, and you're not really sure what this new way of living should be? And that's what we're here to talk about, to kind of help you figure out, okay, I know that this chapter of my life has come to a close, and now I have an opportunity to open and write myself a new chapter. By the way, you are the author of your own story. And so, out of all of the things that you can write about in creating this new chapter for yourself, what could it be? And so let's talk a little bit about how to take some steps in creating this new narrative for yourself as you try to gain a new footing in this new place that you're in. So, first, we want to acknowledge all of the emotions and the feelings that come with change. Change is difficult. I don't think any of us like change. It's harder for some than others, but nonetheless, change can be difficult. Depending on what the change was, whether it was a divorce or a loss of some sort, it could be a loss of a job or even a loved one. It's important for you to take time to acknowledge all that you're feeling. It could be anger, sadness, grief, confusion. Fear is definitely a big one because you don't know, something has changed. And so you don't know how to move forward. And fear can really play a big part in that. Acknowledge all of what you're feeling. We don't want to be in denial of it. We want you to process through those emotions, which then leads me to my next point. It's important for you to get a support network. You need people around you, and it doesn't have to be a whole slew of people, but you want to get at least a couple of people that are in your corner that are there to support you. Um, some people that can play that role in your life can be a therapist to help you process through those emotions, especially if you experienced a loss or the change has really had such a negative impact on you emotionally or mentally. It's important for you to have someone that can provide some kind of clinical support for you. Also, a coach. If you need a life coach, a coach can always help you to determine what next steps you need to take so that you're clear. You can have someone to guide you and how to set goals and how to step out in moving forward in what it is that you've clarified. And so getting a coach can be super helpful as well. Maybe it is a relative or a couple of relatives, someone that you trust, someone that can offer the support and can cheer you on as you take those steps to move you forward. Or it could be a friend or two. You need people in your corner. What we don't want you to do is isolating yourself because that can then cause you to turn in on yourself, and then that can just exacerbate the problems. So, community is important. Get someone in your corner, get the help that you need. Please ask for help. Don't hesitate, it always helps. And then, next, you want to explore the possibilities. You want to determine what your options are in moving forward. It's kind of like a kid in a candy store. You see all of these options, some options you like, some options you're not necessarily crazy about, but you want to know that there are options for you to move forward. And after you've given yourself time to process through your emotions, you've healed if you needed to go through a process of healing. Next, you want to explore the possibilities. So then you can determine what the next chapter needs to be exactly. How to go about exploring those possibilities, you want to first ask yourself a very simple question, but very effective is, what do you want? And I pause because, we get so busy intending to the needs of others that we end up forgetting about ourselves, and we end up forgetting about what is it that we want. So it's important for you to stop and ask yourself, what do you want? When we think about, okay, I have to create a new normal, I have to create a new life for myself. No, I don't necessarily like it. No, I don't really like the change. However, I'm here, right? And as long as you're living and breathing, you have something to do. That means that you are here for a purpose, and let's figure out what that purpose is. So the starting point is finding out, what is it that you want? And I'm not saying you'll be able to answer that question right away. You probably won't, but that's a great moment for you to take some time to explore some ideas. Get a pen and paper or your digital device and brainstorm ideas. Think about what the options are. Think about, what is it that you want to do. Okay. That could be anything. Maybe it's pursuing a new career, maybe it's starting a new hobby, maybe it's taking a class, maybe it's taking a vacation, a cruise in the next 6 months or the next 12 months. It could be anything. Think about what is it that you want, and then think about what is it that you think you need. Maybe you need a break, you need some time off so that you can clear your head and figure out what it is that you want by taking a weekend trip. It could be a road trip based on your budget. It could be a cruise, spending time with friends, family, whatever that is. What is it that you want? And then what is it that you need during this time? Get clear on that, work it out on paper. Again, brainstorm some ideas, and then work through those ideas to pick one or two things that you want, and then one or two things that you need. Okay. Once you've identified what that thing is that you want and need, then think about, well, what needs to be true to make that thing happen? What needs to be true to get what it is that I want? Let's say, for example, I say, okay, for me, I want to lose 20 pounds. I really need to lose 20 pounds to improve my health. Um, okay, well, what needs to be true to make that happen? Hmm, I need to start exercising and I need to improve my eating in order to lose the 20 pounds. Okay. Well, then once we answer the question of what needs to be true to make that happen, the next question to ask is, okay, what new knowledge or new information I need to gain in order to lose the pounds, in order to exercise, in order to improve my eating? Because maybe I don't know how to exercise properly. Maybe I don't know how to prepare healthy meals. Okay, so then that means I need to learn new knowledge about the eating and the exercise. And so that means I may have to do some research, Google what I need to find out, and maybe it means I need to hire a professional, someone that can help provide the support and provide the information that I need to ensure that I'm going in the right direction. Because you can Google it, yep, you have to be careful with researching. So researching is important, but when we're researching on the internet, we want to be sure that we're seeking out credible sources. Not every source is credible, and I think a lot of people forget that. So it's important to, yes, research, definitely Google it. That's a starting point when you're researching, but also seek out someone that's a professional, that is knowledgeable in the area that you're seeking information, that can help provide the information that you need to ensure that you're going in the right direction. And then finally, you want to then take action. Once you have the information that you need, you've clarified what the next step is for you, you've clarified what it is that you want, it's time to take action. It's time to execute. And it takes time. You don't want to rush it. The steps that you take moving forward doesn't mean that they will be perfect steps. We just want you to get moving and creating a new chapter. Keep in mind, it's always about perspective. How do you view life? Yes, you want to be sure that you have healed from the transition if that was a necessary step. That's not always the case, depending on what occurred. But be sure that you've acknowledged the emotions that were produced as a result of the change. Be sure that you've had time to heal, that you have a network of people around you that can help support you and help push you and help encourage you. And then be sure that you're getting the help that you need professionally, if that's necessary, in helping you to explore the possibilities and helping you to achieve the goals, to ensure that you're moving in the right direction. Writing the next chapter in your life can really be a beautiful opportunity. It can be an incredible opportunity depending on your perspective. If you're doing it begrudgingly and you are hating the change, you're going to really miss out on the beauty in writing the next chapter. So work on shifting your perspective. And listen, it's not going to happen overnight. And again, you may have to have someone in your corner to kind of help you through that process, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a life coach, someone that loves and cares about you that can help push you in the right direction. Always check your perspective. And it's important to stop yourself and ask, okay, am I looking at this from the right perspective? Is this a healthy perspective? And if not, let me see how I can make that shift so that I'm looking at things in a healthy way and I'm seeing the opportunity in the change. There is always opportunities in new seasons, but you have to be sure that your perspective is healthy and it's positive. Get the support that you need. It's always exciting to write the next chapter. All right. See you next time.